So, welcome back to Josh Lee Playoff Reviews, as I am Josh Lee, and I'm here to, top of the playoffs and what just happened. Well, it's basically a Bristol review mixed in with my next playoff predictions. For now, let's just get to it. So, actually, first off, let's start with the race. So, the winner was Denny Hamlin, led about 100 so laps, I don't remember. And the race, now, I saw a few thumbnails. Apparently, a lot of people did not like the race. Thought it was really bad. I thought it was fine, but then again, like, for a while, I just wasn't able to watch. There was a good while where I just wasn't able to watch, like, races from beginning to end. And to me, this Bristol race, I thought it was fine for what it was. It showed plenty of action. I mean, even though there was not much passing, like, you saw it was pretty hard to pass, I still found it interesting. It still left me off the edge of my seat. I was nervous because, especially on the Bubba Wall side of things, like there was a lot, like he was in a really, like, really tough spot. No, not tough spot, but like a spot where like he could not afford to mess up. I was nervous the whole way. Like there were stakes, so I guess that's why I wasn't too bored with it. It was pretty fun. I sort of had it muted and I hadn't, like, sort of in the background as I was working on certain stuff and other videos and things. So, and working on comics. So, it is what it is. But I thought the race was fine. They showed a decent amount of different, like, leaders, even though there was a weird pit thing that went on in stage one where I don't remember, I think it was Christopher Bell who won the first stage. Bubba was second. No, Bubba was somewhere in the top 10. He stayed out. I might be getting things wrong. I mix things up. All I know is that by the time we get to the second stage, Bubba Wallace is just somewhere outside top 20 when the second stage starts. Either that or I'm thinking of the other stage. I don't remember. Even though I just saw a race, I'm kind of forgetting where everyone was in position. It is what it is. So yeah, Denny Hamlin led some point near the end. Christopher Bell won the first two stages, and well, he still finished third. So, yeah, you'll get to playoff positions in a minute. I'm surprised with my results here. Anyway, well, not much left to say on the race. The race was, I thought the race was fine. But again, I don't watch many of these beginning to end. So to me, like, even if for some reason it didn't feel really too long for me. I thought it was fine. I didn't think it was too bad, but then again, I don't know. I like what Denny's post-race interview was just iconic. I love it. Beat your favorite driver. To be fair, not many people have Denny Hamlin as their favorite. So, not much left to say. Bubba Wallace. Well, okay, race review. Now, I only put in the description in my review of Darlington/Kansas, but I rated those races out of 10. This race at Bristol, I'd put I'd say 7 out of 10, 6.5, 6.5. Say in the comments down below, assuming anyone even watches my reviews. But I'm levitating between 6.5. I might come over to final mark after, I don't know. But I liked the race. I thought it was fine. Even though, yeah, it was missing some things, but there were things to be invested in. There was stuff with Logano. It sucks how Logano wound up out, but I don't know. It is what it is. It seemed like he was struggling this round anyway. But yeah, that's about it. Congrats to Denny Hamlin on the victory. So, about the playoffs. Playoff review before I get to my round of 8 predictions. I might as well do it in the same video as the reviews from here on out. Somehow, I'm surprised by this. I got 3 out of 4. I'm going to be honest, I didn't think, I still, well, then again, yeah, I was off about Bell, but then again, I sort of went off a couple other, I'm not going to lie, I went off of other people's predictions. I forgot who said they didn't have confidence in Bell, but I kind of didn't either. He just didn't really show speed before playoffs. I feel like how they did going into the playoffs, like the momentum. I sort of put that into applied that to how I determine. I sort of I sort of had that be a factor as to how I sort of predicted this. So who did I get wrong? Well, apparently Harvick's out. That's a rip. It's Harvick. Harvick out is out. That it is what it is. I mean, I didn't see. I saw him barely getting through round of 12 anyway, and it seemed like he had a shot, but then he just fell off. It is what it is. Stuart Haas just they need to rebuild next year. I mean, they are. They have Josh Berry replacing. I don't know who else is joining the team. I'm just gonna assume Amarola's out. Then again, he has that Smithfield money, so as long as he has Smithfield behind him, they're gonna keep him. That's how I see it. I don't know. So yeah, Bell, I was wrong. The rest, I was pretty spot on. Oh, okay, McDowell and Stenhouse is spot on. Logano is just circumstance. He was actually doing fine, about 8 points above the cutoff, only to be involved in that crash with LaJoy, which I think that was just on LaJoy. I think he tried to force 3 wide but couldn't handle it, so he lost control. And then yeah, and Logano got collected. It's a shame. I mean, oh man, this one's honestly me being right about Logano being out. It's just luck. Because considering how the race was, which I mean, okay, I'm gonna admit it wasn't that great, but I still think it's a 6 or 6.5 out of 10. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't too bad. So by circumstance, I was right about Logano, but I'll take it. 3 out of 4. So technically, Christopher Bell. Oh jeez. Okay, Christopher Bell. Now this, as for this is where things get harder because because round of 16 usually like you have a good idea. Like most people have a good idea on who's gonna be out after the round of 16 and that just goes to show you how much the playoffs are. Like the first round is it's a bit too easy. Well, sort of. MTJ was almost out. But still, like it is like Slapshoe said. Round 1 is like the first 2 rounds is busy work. Well, the second round I'm gonna have a hard time guessing, but let's just go through it anyway. And just give me a moment here to make my guesses. So yeah, now I am done with my predictions for who's going in a round of 8. Now, right quick. Now, this was a really tough call because honestly, it's been fairly close amongst the field. Like, for a minute, I thought I'd only get 2 right with the struggles MTJ had. I thought Bubba Wallace would be on the first round. That clearly didn't happen. And a lot of people didn't think it would work because, history at Bristol, which I don't blame him for. Like, even though I thought it was over, but I still, still had faith that Bubba would make stuff past the first round, but honestly, maybe that's just me being biased. I think I put too much faith in that. But anyway, here are my playoff predictions for who is in the round of 8. Yeah, hope you can see that. Yeah. Okay, so I have a few reasons as to why I think this is gonna go the way I put it here. Okay, so I have a few reasons as to why I picked the guys who would be out in the second round. Let's start with Brian Blaney. Blaney, despite how this round went for him, he was actually fairly safe, even though you saw he was there at the bubble, 12 points ahead, 19. He was there, as they showed the playoff bubble there for near the end of the race or throughout the race. But the way I see it, I don't know. That team, something about Blaney, I just never see him going past the second round. Even though he made it to a round of 8 last year, it was just, I don't know. I don't see it happening. Yeah, not much to say about Blaney. Now, let's talk about the next 3. Toyotas. Yes, I'm guessing Bell will be on the second round. I'm guessing him again. I really don't think Bell's got it this. I just don't think Bell's got it this year, guys. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. And one thing I want to explain. The thing about Bell, I don't know. Like again, I just don't think he's got it this year. Something's off with that team. And then again, I have more faith in them than the next two I'm about to talk about. In fact, you know what? Screw it. Let's talk about it now because I'm done with Bell. I just think you don't got it. Wallace and Reddick. I was debating thinking Wallace would be out in the second round because he's one of my favorites. I'm gonna be honest here. I was being a bit biased with putting Bo Wallace in the second round, or at least guessing he'll go to the second round. But at the same time, there was some stats to back it up. So I wasn't just hot shotting. But second round, I feel like at most that's the first he's gonna go, unless he could find his consistency again, which I'm not sure it's gonna happen. Even with Talladega, it's not that I don't have faith in him doing good at Talladega because of what happened in the spring race. Like not at all. That just like bad blocks happen at Talladega. Cars could creep up on you and like you can make stupid mistakes at Talladega. It happens. My problem is I feel like that's the only race I think he has a good shot at getting the win. I don't know how he does at Texas, but I know he's not good at road courses, and the Roval is the last race of the second round. And he would have to do good in the Texas and Talladega in order to have a nice cushion at the Roval, because especially, despite the effort he put at Watkins Glen, I think he got like top 15 at Watkins Glen, which is actually good for him at road courses. I can't really bet on him doing that again at the Roval. I just don't see, like, especially with how the Roval went last year. A lot of chaos ensued. It's like I don't know. I thought for a second maybe, but then I just thought no, it's not gonna happen. And it's a shame. I like Bubba, but I just don't see it happen. Now you're probably wondering why did I put Reddick here, especially since he finally made it past the first round and 2311 equipment. I mean, yeah, he is better than Bubba, but the way I see it, so far his team hasn't failed him. But this team, what they did to him going into the playoffs, I still feel like they're gonna make mistakes. I just don't see 2311 as a whole making it past the second round. I don't see it happening. Team just isn't there. Like it just isn't. I just don't know what to say. There's just a few key things missing. Especially, and in fact, I'll explain why. You know what? To better explain Reddick, I'll explain why I think these guys will make it past the second round. Byron, MTJ, unless MTJ has bad luck again like he did, I think he's gonna be a nice lock for second round. I'm not really sure who would win what races. I'm just gonna guess MTJ at Texas, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure who would win Texas. I don't have a clue. Because that one's just, especially after last year, like going off last year, that was just chaos. Denny Hamlin, I don't know. I just don't see him. I feel like he has a good cushion as well, unless someone decides to take him out. Unless Chastain unleashes 2022 Chastain again, which I hope happens, because I'm not going to lie, Chastain's been pretty boring this season. Or at least after Darlington stuff. But I get why he did it, but Chastain's just he's got to unlock beast mode again. Now, Buescher, I don't know, with his speed, especially later in the season, there's certain guys who tend to do better later in the season, which is why I was confident enough for Bubba Wallace to make it past the first round. Well, that and my bias, like I said before. But Buescher, there's something about it, I don't know. I feel like RFK has got the car, they got the equipment, they got they got the drivers to at least make it to the round of 8. I don't know if the final round, but we'll get to that once the round of 12 is over in like a few weeks or so. Then we got Kyle Busch. I don't know. I feel like his momentum, he's got this in the bag. That's just me. I don't see Larson missing the second round for a second year in a row. I don't know what it is. I feel like last year was more of a championship hangover, if anything. This year, I think the team is back on track. Even though I haven't felt much from Larson, even though, like, I don't know what it is. I feel like they're still missing something, but I feel like they've picked up from the championship hangover. It's just some weird curse that happens to champions, you know what I mean? Ross Chastain, well, if he unlocks Beast Mode, I got confidence he will make it past round of 12. And as for Keselowski, I don't know. I think he's got it. Even though I feel like he'll barely make it in. I was a bit. See, I was sort of. Okay. I was sort of stuck between. That's why I was stuck between like 23-11 and Chastain, Keselowski, and maybe even Larson. Even though I still think. Even though I still have decent amount of confidence that Larson will make it to round of 8 this year. Again, 23-11, just they're missing something. They're just the team as a whole. They're just they don't got it. RFK's got it. Chastain's got it. If he could unlock his extra gears, because he's just been mid. Like if he messed up at any point at Bristol, he could have been out. Even though he had a nice, comfortable like 20-point cushion, but it is what it is. So yeah, that's I think that's all I got for this because yeah. So yeah, Bristol I thought was 6 out of 10. Playoffs. Well, I got 3 out of 4 right. I think who was because I thought Bell. It's a shame what happened to Harvick. What not? Not really a good way for his last year to go, but it is what it is. Still a great career, easy Hall of Famer the way I see it. So I still think Bell. So I'm just gambling, thinking Bell's gonna be out this round too. I don't know. That's just what I'm thinking. So, anything else? Nope. Yeah, that's about it. So, yeah, that wraps it up here. Texas next week, boys.